We have an insider pointing to what might be the truth of what 343 and Microsoft honestly thinks about the situation with Halo and how they're going to react. Now, I haven't talked about the hashtag Fire343 trend yet because I just want to really have some time to think about it. It is a sensitive subject. We are talking about people's livelihoods and jobs. However, I am dying to know what is the future of Halo. What are the higher ups at Microsoft and 343 thinking about the current state of Halo? Take this with a grain of salt. Obviously, Microsoft and 343 haven't done anything radically different than, well, last year, at least from what we can tell on the outside looking in. However, I do think that it's kind of sad that people like Frank O'Connor and Bonnie Ross haven't come out and pointed out that Halo Infinite is less than stellar. I mean, I feel like there'd be a little bit of leadership here, and we've had some videos from Joseph Staten and I guess like Jerry Hook, but I want to see real leadership, real ownership of what's going on here, and some words of affirmation that Halo is going to be okay. Now, this tweet just came out asking about what does Microsoft and 343 think about the current situation, the current state of Halo. So Jez Corden, he's an editor at Windows Central. These guys do not work for Microsoft, but they do cover Xbox, Windows, and Microsoft and so on, and they do have a lot of insider perspective. So Lionel on Twitter asked, would it be feasible to get any comment from the higher ups at Microsoft and 343 about the current state of Halo and what they plan for the franchise long term? Asking you because you always have been fair and trustworthy regarding these situations. Wishing for the best outcome. So Jez responds, he says, they've put out some lengthy videos about the topic that probably only give me reiterations of what is in those videos. And before we read the next part, I just gotta say, I would be pretty disappointed if that is the case, because these videos, as much as I respect everyone in them, I think they do come off as a little bit disingenuous, and I feel like they're a little tone deaf. Like, we are not in the situation where we can just like cancel split screen and be like, okay, that's fine. Like, there was a promise set, and the weight of that really is heavy, and people are mad. They're not really acting like the Halo community is burning up in flames, because it is. People are genuinely upset, disappointed. They waited 6 years, now 7, for just a complete Halo game, and we have more delays on our roadmap right after kind of setting our expectations that something exciting was about to happen, you know? So I don't know what's going on with that, but there needs to be better communication, despite all them saying that, oh, we're working on communication and transparency. Obviously, there needs to be some reworking in how they are transparent and communicate things, because they just kind of set our expectations that something exciting was going to happen. Obviously, there needs to be some better communication and transparency, you know, replying to a tweet on Twitter of all places that some news is coming like the very last 10 hours of the month of a feature that was supposed to come out, co-op, is just not right, and people are rightfully annoyed and pissed, and they need to just point this out. I think the community needs to see some humility from not only 343, but from some Microsoft employees, you know, some higher ups, some people taking responsibility for this and actually relating to us, but we just keep getting corporate PR. And it's just not genuine. That's what's really making people, after all this time, finally step out and leave Halo. This year alone has been so chaotic within the studio and what they've said, like with the rarity skins, like things that just don't make sense. It would make sense that people that just got into Halo are already gone, because you can't really trust these deadlines. And we don't really understand why they do things. Like, they have to be asking for this, because decisions like not adding player boundaries back in game is something that they even admitted that they know most people want, but they know best, essentially. I'm paraphrasing, but they know best. So, like, this is them knowing best, and it's not working. It just eroded everyone's trust, including mine. Like, I just don't believe some stuff sometimes, and it's been getting worse over the years, and honestly, this year's been done the most damage for my trust, honestly, because I just want to know what the hell is going on with the game. Like, how bad is it, guys? Like, be honest with us. Jez continues to say, privately, some high ups I've spoken to are confident in the content slate coming, and then the situation will get better with Season 3, as 343 Industries have stated themselves. So this one has really irked a lot of people, because look, Season 2's roadmap, when they posted that first roadmap, it was already delayed upon delays on a delayed game with delayed features, and then everything in that roadmap was pretty much delayed or canceled. So why are we any more confident about this roadmap that we just got? As disappointing as it is, 343 might disappoint us even further because that would be the trend, right? That is what's been happening all year and last year, and perhaps Season 3 will be delayed, as well as the winter update. I really don't know, and at this point, I think that's more likely than this roadmap sticking. It's hard to believe that the higher-ups are not out of touch if this is true, that it seems like there is this massive disconnect between the community and the game itself and its development, and they just don't understand how bad it really is for fans. And maybe they do, but we're just not seeing it. We don't see the humility, and that's really big and important for people to know that Halo is going to get better. But as you probably know, the hashtag Fire343 trend went around. A lot of people are done with 343 finally, thrown in the towel saying, let's just fire everyone, get an entirely new studio, maybe ID Software. Well, look, I think that this statement implies a lot of things that people haven't thoroughly thought out, and the Fire343 trend is just kind of like a bashful, angry, just throwing things up in the air, just not really thinking about it long term, because I think it would hurt Halo more than help it, at least for the foreseeable couple of years, if this people got exactly what they wanted and the studio just went away. Plus, this new Forge livestream just proved that there is a lot of talent. The campaign team did a lot of wonderful things. The Forge team is doing a lot of great things. These people weren't just found easily. You know, this is accumulation of headhunting over years and years. This is a lot of work and time has gone into getting these things to work. But obviously, there is some kind of direction, some kind of disconnect that I think does need to change, that does need to adapt and evolve and actually improve, because what we're getting right now is kind of horseshit. Microsoft did just acquire a bunch of studios. I'm worried that their attention is kind of spread thin across all these different studios and all the things going on. And the truth is Microsoft isn't as dependent on Halo as they once were. Sure, it's their first party IP flagship title, whatever, but at this point, all they really care about is the Xbox Game Pass. And does Halo add to that? Yes, there was a good enough campaign added to that, so they're done. They don't really worry about the multiplayer. It doesn't add to the Game Pass, and it's free to play, and I'm sure the microtransactions aren't inspiring them to give it much attention right now when they have all these other things going on. So yes, I think for now, Microsoft might just be turning a blind eye to this situation. What I want to see happen is someone like Phil Spencer or Bonnie Ross or Frank O'Connor or any big individual to come out and talk about this on camera, talk about how Halo fans are hurting and how we have been disappointed in what they're going to do to shake things up and try to make something happen here. Because right now it feels a little bit gaslighty that they are treating it like this isn't a big deal. Things are going to get better, because it's been a long time of things are going to get better. And I just want to see some kind of humility out of 343 and Microsoft, because it's just right now it's not the PR, the corporate talk is just not doing it for us. You know, it's not doing it for a lot of people. It's not doing it for me. If you guys enjoyed the video, smash that like button below. I'll see you soon. Peace.